Jiro here from Umbra Games with a review of the Gunk, published by Thunderful Games and developed by Image and Form Games, the creators of the SteamWorld franchise. The game is currently a PC and Xbox's exclusive, released December 16th, 2021, and I played on Game Pass on an Xbox Series X for the review. I'm a huge SteamWorld fan, although I kept waiting for their fourth entry, SteamWorld Quest, to get a US physical release, and it hasn't happened. But I love SteamWorld Dig 1 and 2 and SteamWorld Heist. When I saw this coming from Image and Form with a new IP, I was pretty stoked to jump in and see what it was all about. The game begins with Ronnie and Bex orbiting the surface of a planet of which they got an energy spike reading. They're scavengers of sorts just looking to make a buck. You play as Ronnie, and upon landing on the mysterious planet, find collections of pulsating gunk all over what seems to be a dead world. As you suck up the gunk and Ronnie's arm vacuum thing, the world comes back to life, vegetation and all. The pair do some analysis on a glowing pool and discover that this is the energy reading they were picking up, and decide to dig around the planet a little deeper. The game is open world and mission based, with Ronnie getting further and further away from the ship and placing beacons in new areas that allow for fast travel between them. Ronnie can jump and suck, and that's just about the extent of the abilities I used. As you explore the environment, you'll find metal, fiber, organic, and alien material you can harvest, and upon returning to the ship's workbench, you can craft things from a list of open upgrades. These upgrades become available by performing data analysis on a new object that you find in the environment, a metal node, a mushroom platform, or some ruins, and it fills up a progress meter across the bottom of the window. Each time it fills up, it makes the next upgrade available. As you get a little further into the game, you'll face 4 types of angry gunk monsters. The first are more of an environmental hazard that sit in ceilings of gunked areas and drop pink bombs below them. You get rid of them by clearing the gunk from the area. The second are tiny little things that will charge and jump at you. They usually come from popped bubbles of gunk that you're trying to suck away. These guys are disposed of by sucking them in and releasing them. Any sane person is going to clear gunk from one side to the other, so I was typically already facing them when they popped, already sucking gunk so they'd get sucked up, and I just have to let go of the button for half a second, then start sucking again. I think it was about halfway through the game, a ranged enemy started showing up where you catch their projectile in your sucker, send it back to them to stun them, and then get close enough to suck on them and pull them out of the ground. This was pretty much the only remotely challenging enemy in the game, but only if 1, you didn't know they were there, or 2, they're on a platform you can't get to immediately. Finally, there's a gunk beast that charges you like a Mario enemy that you just have to bait to hit a structure or wall and suck the knobby on his back 3 times. Ronnie can take, well, honestly, I don't even know how many hits, because I don't know that I ever actually felt in danger. If you do take some damage, it does change the outer border color a bit, and if you just leave the gunked area or finish off the gunk and enemies, your life will restore. There's an armor upgrade you can open which even lets you take an additional hit. There's an upgrade that lets you craft some kind of decoy to draw monsters to, which I don't quite get. Aside from some mandatory story upgrades, the ability to dash by pressing X or pushing in the left stick, and the upgrade to suck gunk in faster, they were really the only things that seemed to matter. I don't think I unlocked all upgrades for sure, but I was doing my best to research everything. Next would be the puzzles. I'm not sure I've played a game with such simple puzzles for so much content in the game. Half the time the bomb plant you suck up and release would be right next to the rebel you needed to clear. The mushroom thing that you throw into the pool to spawn the next platform is sitting nearly within reaching distance of most of the pools it's supposed to go into. Paths are linear, solutions are beyond obvious. I actually joked with a friend while playing with it when he asked how it was, and I said, this is baby's first alien planet exploration game, now including puzzles and combat. The game has 8 chapters, which took me about 5 hours to get through, and about halfway through chapter 8, I think they finally hired a level designer and created a masterful tower that actually had me stop to figure things out, and puzzles that involved multiple steps. And then after a decent enough boss fight, the only one in the game was over. So we kinda got a glimpse of what the gunk truly could have been. The story was fine, but there seemed to be quite a bit of the gameplay that was just created so that they could tell the story. Walking down a straight or spiral pathway and sucking goo slowly for 5 minutes straight so that conversations could happen between Bex and Ronnie. Several spans in the game of just unentertaining, uneventful gameplay to accommodate narrative situations like this. The game is pretty though, the flora and fauna and their skyboxes especially. A few shots with giant structures in the distance. Lighting and textures look great, and there are moments when huge masses of gunk itself pulsating. It's pretty incredible to see. Character designs were pretty mediocre in my opinion. The voice acting had me laughing a few times, not in a particularly good way, and the dialogue wasn't really all that sharp either. Overall, the Gunk features a beautiful alien world for you to clean impressive piles of pulsating gunk, a bunch of unneeded abilities for its simple combat and obvious puzzles, with a pretty good finale gameplay-wise, characters that kinda missed the mark, and an average story with lulls in gameplay designed to tell it. Rated as an open-world mission procedural, the Gunk receives a 45 out of 100 on my true 0 to 100 scale, where 50 is an average game. This is Jiro for Umbra Games. Thanks for watching.